Sword of the Seven Suns by Gardner F. Fox. Originally published in Planet Stories, Spring 1947. Read by Jon Gill. Part 5. After many hours, Flane became aware that Vardar rode too silently. He himself was full of the flame of the red-haired girl, but Vardar should be talking, revealing the secret of the key to the machine. He turned, and then cursed softly. Vardar lay across the neck of his mount. In the moon's light, Flane could see the haft of a dagger, distending from the middle of his back. Up and down he bobbed, arms interwoven with the reins to prevent his falling. With gentle hands, Flane drew him down, made him easy on the sands. With cloak at his neck, with a flagon of wine at his lips, Vardar whispered, "They got me in front of the gate, just as we were clearing them. Someone threw a dagger." Flane was bitter. "My fault. Fool, fool! Forgive me, Vardar." The elder man chuckled softly. "It is good for Clarn that there is one man who can stop to kiss a wench when men are dying all around him. It bodes high hope for the future, Flane." But the dark-haired youth could not be soothed. He said things about himself until Vardar writhed suddenly on the ground, back arched. "I haven't much time," the man on the sand whispered. Flane bent, ear to his mouth. "The key of the machine. It isn't what we think. Flane held his breath, staring at the closed eyes. The thought came to him that the man was lying so still and silent on the desert at his knees was the last hope of the Clarnva. If he dies without speaking, the machine will never work. And if the machine does not work, then the Darksiders will overrun the city-states of the Clarn. The Mechnics may call them in to fight the Dulars, and that will hasten their coming. But come they will, someday. For the Clarnva were sliding back to their level swiftly. Without the machine, there would be no rays to wipe out hordes at one swipe. Instead, there must be arrow to meet arrow, and sword for sword. And there were few of the Clarnva who could match the Darksiders with these weapons. He moved Vardar with an arm under his shoulder, staring at the pallid face. "Vardar, speak to me." The man moved his head from side to side. His eyes opened, staring. They focused after a moment. "The prophecy, Flane. The prophecy," Flane scowled. Prophecy? He knew no prophecy. Yet wait. There was something crazy words about a man who would come with stars in his hands, who would unite all the Clarn, Dulars and Mechnics and Darksiders alike, who would bring them the blessings of the machine and lead them to greatness. But such a man must be a giant. Stars in his hands. Flane grunted disbelief. There came to Vardar that false strength that some experience before death. He said strongly, "The key is lost, Flane. It may never be found. In certain records that your mother, the Princess Glea, rather kept, there was mention of it. She never knew, apparently. When the keeper disappeared so long ago, he had the key with him. If you can find the keeper, he will have the key. Search, Flane. Search." The man stiffened, opened his mouth wide for air. Flane said softly, "But what is the key like? Is it big, small, Flane opened his eyes wide and put out a hand. The flesh he touched was yet warm, but he sat on his haunches for long minutes, numb. The key was gone now. Only Vardar knew what it was like, and he could never tell. Flane buried him beneath the hill rock of sand, with flat stones from a small mesa to mark the spot. Weary, Flane stood and stared at the grave, quiet with grief. He had buried the hope of all Clarn here in this lonely spot. Without Vardar, the Clarnva were a lost race. Light glimmered on the horizon. Flane stared at it uncomprehendingly, a still, lean figure leaning on a sword. End of Part 5. Thank you for listening.